Welcome back, guys, to another video. I am Jaden, and today Nordic American Tankers finally released their Q1 report that everyone has been waiting for. Before we get into what you guys have been waiting for, it would mean a whole lot to me if you guys could like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon to be notified every time we come up with a new video, as we have been up since 5 in the morning getting this video out as early as possible for all of you. And because of how much time we put into this, we're going to have a like goal of 100 likes on this video, so make sure to smash the like button. But without further ado, let's get right on into the video. If you have been following Nordic American Tankers, you know that their earnings per share estimate was 25 to 26 cents depending on what analyst you're looking at, and a revenue estimate of 83 million for the quarter. Whenever we open up the report, we can see that on highlights, number 1, it says our net profit for quarter 2020 improved from the last quarter and came in at 39.5 million. That is a great number, and that's exactly what you're wanting to see if you have any shares in Nordic American Tankers. Then on highlights number 4, it talks about how the average time charter equivalent, or TCE, achieved for the best quarter of 2020 across our fleet was $44,100 per day per ship. That's almost 40% from the $31,700 per day per ship in the previous quarter. So far in the second quarter of 2020, about 75% of the trading days of our fleet have been booked at an average TCE of about $50,000 per day. This is an encouraging signal for dividend payments for the second quarter of 2020. And their operating costs are $8,000 per day. This is great. We wanted to see that they were making more money than they were in the past quarters, and we can obviously see that as they are making almost 40% more from their TCEs, and that is just great news for Nordic American Tankers, and it is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted just to make sure that they were actually making as much as I thought they were, and it seems to be as they are. Then later into the article, they go into a little bit of guidance, which is exactly what I wanted, and I said that previously in the past video. They say that muted supply of ships creates a base for a solid future of the tanker industry. The world economies are gradually reopening, and especially Asian economies are showing encouraging improvements. This bodes well for the tanker markets in the second half of 2020 and the full year of 2021. At the end of Q1 of 2020, NAT is in the best position ever. Think about that. They just said that they're in the best position ever to start a year in their company's history. That is amazing news that I did not expect that they would come out and say. I knew they would come out and say they were doing great, but to say that they're in the best position ever, this just blows me out of the water, and I am just shocked that they actually came out and said that in their quarterly report. After that, in the Q1 report, it goes into their fleet, and we already know a little bit about that. We already know that they're the 23 Suez Max, so we'll skip over that. And then now we'll talk about results of the first quarter of 2020 ending March 31st, 2020. And it says as follows: for the first quarter of 2020, the net result was positive of 39.5 million or 27 cents per share. This is exactly what we wanted. They beat their earnings per share estimate that was at 25 to 26. So they just barely beat it, but at least they beat it and they didn't underperform. You can then see that their non-GAAP came in at 64.9 million, which is 72% up from the previous quarter, which is just great. And then we can go on to their financing. We can see that they've paid down some of their debt pretty well, which is a little surprising. I didn't think they'd pay it down as well as they did, which is just great news for Nordic American Tankers. Then we can see the dividend, and we can see that the payment of the dividend will be on June 5th, 2020 to shareholders of record of May 26, 2020, and that'll be the 14 cents per share. And then it says, an improved tanker market, higher dividends can be expected, and that's also what we wanted to see. They're just flat out telling you we're going to be getting better dividends as the next quarters come along. The last main points I want to talk about from the quarterly report is from the section titled World Economy and the Tanker Market, and it goes on to say that the supply of tanker tonnage is inelastic in the short term. When there are too many ships in the area, rates tend to go down. When there's a scarcity of ships, rates tend to go up. Short-term spot tanker rates may be expected to be volatile. What they're saying is now that since there's not a lot of tankers because it just hasn't been very popular in recent times and there hasn't been the need for them, that they can capitalize on that with less tankers and more volatility. And that is just great for the company as they can be making a lot close to the 50,000 or maybe more per day like they have been. And because of the increased volatility, they're going to be able to capitalize on that, make more money, and put it back into your pockets in the form of dividends, which is just great, and we love to see that. Now, when we look at the chart of Nordic American Tankers to see what it's done in the pre-market since earnings have came out, we can see that it shot all the way up to $5.48 as a new high for the day, which is great because it's been trading around $4.70 per share to around $5.10 per share for a good week and a half now. So it finally broke out of that. And now I can see it actually going all the way back up to at least $6 within the next couple days. And that'll be the new resistance level instead of the $5.20 that it was before. Now to talk about whether I think you should buy, sell, or hold this stock. And just remember, I am not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion only. But I believe this is a great time to buy Nordic American Tankers right before their dividends come out and keep it for the short term. And when I mean short term, I mean for the next 6 months to 9 months, and maybe longer depending on how well quarter 3 and quarter 4 report. I think if you can get it for anywhere under $5.75, it is a really good buy right now, as I believe it can go all the way up to maybe $9 again like it once was, or higher. And not only will be able to make more money if the stock goes up, you're going to be getting paid really good dividends for the next 2 to 3 quarters as long as you hold on to it throughout that time. If you are holding on to it for that time, I think this is a perfect play. But if you're only looking to flip it within a week or two, I think I would stay away from the stock as it is so volatile and it can go up or down within a matter of days. Another reason why I'm so bullish on the stock right now in the short term within the next couple of months is because this quarter 1 report did not incorporate April and early May earnings, which that was when the oil glut was the worst and they were making the most amount of money. So I can see quarter 2 and quarter 3 actually being better than this quarter, and that will just make this stock price just go through the roof. That's going to wrap it up, guys. This is going to be the end of the video. I just want to give you a huge thank you if you made it this far into the video, as this took a long time to make, and I've been up since 3 a.m. in the morning getting this video all ready for you guys to be able to see as soon as the report comes out. And if you guys could leave a like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it, as it would feel like my time and effort isn't going to waste into making these videos. And make sure to turn on the bell icon to know when we post our next video, and I'll see you then.